Plate tectonics is the scientific theory that the outer shell or crust of the Earth is divided into plates that glide over the mantle of the Earth. This outer shell or lithosphere is hard and rigid when compared to the mantle. In the system of plate tectonics, these plates of lithosphere are moved about by convection cycles in the upper mantle. This is also known as the asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is much weaker and hotter than the lithosphere. It is also much more plastic or moldable than the lithosphere. This word tectonics comes from the Latin word tectonicus, which means pertaining to building. This relates to the three types of boundaries that we have in plate tectonics. The fact that the Earth's lithosphere is broken up into different plates leads to three types of interactions that can happen between any two plates. These are known as plate boundaries. There are three types of tectonic plate boundaries. They are divergent boundaries, convergent boundaries, and transform boundaries. Each of these three types of plate boundaries is characterized by features that can be observed on or near the surface of the Earth. There are 5 different observable features that can characterize each plate boundary. These are a volcanic activity, which is how many volcanoes are happening, seismic activity, which is how many earthquakes are happening, topography, which is the height of the ground, bathymetry, which is the depth of the oceans, and geochronology, which is the age of the Earth's crust. And each plate boundary has specific characteristics in each of these areas that helps them to be identified based on these surface features and surface activity. First, let's look at divergent boundaries. Divergent boundaries happen where two plates are moving or spreading apart from each other, and they are also known as constructive boundaries. This is because divergent boundaries are the only place where new crust is formed. This means that if we're looking at geochronology or the age of the Earth's crust, divergent boundaries would be the places where we have new crust being formed. Convergent boundaries are where two plates are moving towards each other, and they are also known as destructive boundaries. This is because in nearly all convergent boundaries, one of the plates must sink beneath the other. This is what's known as a subduction zone. And the plate that's part of the subduction zone is destroyed. Convergent boundaries are most easily recognized by their topography and bathymetry. Most convergent boundaries have mountains along one side of the boundary and a trench or valley along the plate boundary. Our third type of plate boundary is a transform boundary, and this is where two plates are sliding past each other. At transform boundaries, crust is not being destroyed nor created. Transform boundaries are most often characterized by spread out volcanic activity and spread out and shallow seismic activity. Again, each of the three types of plate boundaries, divergent, convergent, and transform, have unique characteristics in each of the 5 features that we've discussed. Again, those are volcanic activity, seismic activity, topography, bathymetry, and geochronology.